Hey, health officials are bracing for another uptick, if you can believe it, in the ongoing measles outbreak as the number of confirmed cases reaches a 5-year high. 626 people across 22 states have contracted the highly contagious vaccine-preventable disease, according to new numbers from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. As infected people travel to and within the United States, it's spread. Let's bring in again Morning Joe Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Dave Campbell. He's the author of the book, The Teen Formula, A Parent's Guide to Helping Your Child Avoid Substance Abuse. Right now, Dr. Dave, we've talked about this before. A lot of parents concerned about these measles outbreaks, especially in the New York area. We had Mayor de Blasio on yesterday, and it seems like this continues to be a problem. Give us an update.
Well, Joe, it's a problem worldwide, not just the United States. There's a 300-fold increase now compared to the past worldwide. 2019, this year, will prove to be the worst since the measles was eradicated, supposedly, in 2000. Highly contagious, highly dangerous, and entirely preventable with vaccination.
And again, that's the whole thing, right? I mean, people are choosing to be sick and to spread that around. I mean, vaccinations wipe it out, right?
They do. And this particular vaccine, you need 2 of them. So if you don't know if you've had 2 or your kids have had 2, get a booster. That is really the best way to prevent this measles from spreading. Everybody needs to be vaccinated.
All right. Now let's move on to a new sleep study. I like this sleep study. I was out coaching Jack's baseball team last night. The Braves having a great season, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. The Braves, Jack's Braves, not the Atlanta Braves. But I got home late. I was still amped up from the game, got to sleep after 11:30, and I didn't get much sleep. And I'm hearing I need 7 or 8 hours of sleep, or, you know, my tonsils are going to fall out, or my left arm's going to fall off. A new sleep study says that may not actually be the case, and I may be able to continue to get by on 5 or 6 hours a night.
Well, in fact, that's the first myth that needs to be debunked. Humans need more than 5 hours of sleep. You can't train yourself to learn how to sleep less. It's a mechanical process in your brain that needs to work. Your brain and body can adapt to less sleep is incorrect. Snoring is mostly harmless.
Thank God.
Incorrect. And sleep apnea has a litany of diseases that are associated with it.
And drinking alcohol before going to bed,
yeah, this is perhaps
helps you sleep. This is, of course, the Willie Geist formula for years for good health, sleep hygiene.
Yeah, it does, in fact, help you fall asleep very briefly, but you stay in a non-restorative pattern of sleep, and you are not as well the next day.
You know, Willie, guys, this is actually great news for a lot of us, especially on this morning shift, because, you know, I will be honest with you, when I get 8 hours of sleep, I feel groggy all day. I'm better 6.5, 7 hours of sleep a night.
That's about the window. I'd say I get 6, 7 if I'm lucky, very rarely 8. But I think, Dr. Dave, is there an ideal number of hours of sleep for an adult like us working busy all the time to get every night? What's the number?
Well, that's the first mistake. It doesn't matter if you're busy or not. You need 8 hours of sleep or more.
Okay. Yeah, that ain't happening. Dr. Dave, thank you so much, though. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with a lot more Morning Joe. We're going to be talking about
the president
Donald
called
Trump.
You dumb and sick, too. Sorry.
Did he just tweet and said I'm dumb and sick, too? That makes me sad, Donald. Listen, I have been so intimidated by this. I'm not going to talk about how the Donald's poll numbers just keep collapsing.
Yeah,
they're at the all-time low. Makes me very sad. But so I'm a psycho, I'm dumb and sick. Can we get that on the lower third Morning Joe?
Yeah.
We'll be right back.